Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ollie Hayes, and today I'm bringing you all today's news in the world of Everton. So, when I get straight into it, starting with the main headline, and that is Sean Lunt at Sports Witness, and he has reported that Vitaly Mykolenko is subject to some interest from Napoli, with the Italian side making an inquiry to Everton about the left back. I want to go on record, and I've done a tweet quite recently saying how I would quite like to see us keep hold of Mykolenko. I think Mykolenko is a player that we should be building round. And it is known that Everton are reluctant to sell Vitaly Mykolenko. Personally, I agree with that. But as we know, with our financial predicaments this season and last season especially, every player does have a price at Everton. So it'd be interesting to see how this one develops. I think he's a player that's obviously going to be subject to some interest. I think he had a decent season in an Everton shirt last season. So as we know that there are going to be teams sniffing around him, and Napoli have done exactly that, and they've made an inquiry. So this one is one to keep an eye on. I think it's something that definitely has legs, and one that we can keep an eye on the next week or so. But I would personally like Vitaly Mykolenko to stay at Everton. I think he's a player that we should definitely be building around. And we wanted to see your thoughts on Twitter with the poll as well, and 77% would agree with me. They will be against selling Vitaly Mykolenko, with 16% in favour and 17% unsure. I suspect that the 16% in favour will probably come from the price tag, maybe seeing the financial predicament that we would be in, and seeing that we could get some money for him, especially from the £18 million that we spent on him in 2021. So think, it's one definitely to keep an eye on. I think a lot of Evertonians might be a little bit divisive about this, that there might be some unpopular opinions, with Mykolenko wanting to stay, or with people wanting Mykolenko to go. So I think this is one definitely to keep an eye on, and just to see how this one develops in the next week or so. But building on yesterday's main headline about Wilfried Gnonto and the ongoing talks about him and his transfer from Leeds United, Fabrizio Romano last night told us that Nonto was keen on the move to Everton, with both camps holding positive talks recently regarding his move from Leeds. Again, I said it with the Mykolenko, and I said it yesterday as well. It'd be nice to see how this one develops, and see how this saga plays out. As I said yesterday, I don't want it to last as long as it did last summer, and even in January there was murmurs of Wilfried Gnonto joining Everton, so that there's definitely murmurs there, and it's just going to be a saga that we need to see how it plays out. But there's definitely positive aspects coming from this news in the last 2 days. So let's just see what happens. Let's see the potential fee that we've bid to Leeds United, and let's just see what happens with this transfer. But moving on, Corriere dello Sport have also reported our interest in both Weston McKennie and Arthur Melo from Juventus, as I outlined yesterday in the video. To me, it feels very much like agent speculation. It feels very much like agent talk. But we'll see in the coming days if any bids are formalised to Juventus from Everton, and see if any of those moves develop anymore. But for me, it does feel like agents are trying to drum up interest for the two players, and see what they can get across Europe. But as I said yesterday, McKennie's an interesting one for me. I think he's a player that didn't really cope with the pace of the Premier League in his time at Leeds United. And Arthur Melo, we can't really judge him on his time at Liverpool because he didn't play. He was injured the whole time. So I think they're two interesting players. Whether I'd like to see them in an Everton shirt is a different story. I think McKennie probably more so than Arthur Melo, but let's just see if any bids are formalised soon, and let's just see if any bids are put forward by Everton, or any official inquiries are made. But that's one definitely to keep an eye on. And finally, another incoming, and this is more, speculation from last summer as well, and speculation from January. The Athletic are reporting that Everton remain interested in Armando Broja, although nothing is advanced on that transfer from Chelsea. This for me feels like, again, another player that we've been linked with for a long time, a player that personally I would like to see in an Everton shirt. I think he is a very good striker. There's definitely a high ceiling there for him, so that there's definitely room for manoeuvre, and room for potential there with Armando Broja. But as the Athletic have told us, this would only materialise should something happen with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and his future contract situation, and whether he's going to remain at Everton this summer, or he is going to move on at the end of his contract. I think that's heavily pinned on this Armando Broja deal. But this is an interesting one for me. I'd like to see Armando Broja in an Everton shirt. As I said before, he's a player that's quick. He runs quickly with the ball. He's skillful. But he's also a big, powerful striker. So I think he does show a lot of the hallmarks that Dominic Calvert-Lewin plays, and has it in his game. So I think this is one that would probably fit a Sean Dyche system quite well. So let's see how this one materialises, and let's see if there's any formal bids made. It should Dominic Calvert-Lewin move on from Everton Football Club. But that is all today's news in the world of Everton. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know on your thoughts on some of the incomings, and also the outgoing of Vitaly Mykolenko. Would you like to see that? Would you not? Let me know in the comments below. But that is all from me today. I'll speak to you soon. See you in a bit.